Welcome to Linda's Creative Coiling. Today I'm adding some windows to my basket. This is a fun technique and it is a good way to increase the size of your basket if you want to do that, or just add some interest. What I did to start this was I actually counted my stitches around and so that I could get an even window here and here right across from each other and have approximately the same number of stitches in between. So you can see over here I marked where the end of my window will be, and I'm started right here at the beginning. So what I'm going to do is start wrapping. I need to add a pine needle already because I want to keep my gauge full. I add that way down into the center, and if I twist that, it smooths the pine needles. Okay, so I start wrapping. I hold that with my left hand and start wrapping. And I'm going to wrap a few times. To make your window stiff so that it will stand up, you use wire inside. And I like this 18 gauge wire that you buy in the jewelry making section at the craft store. And I like it because, number one, it's about the same color as my pine needles, so it's easy to hide. And number two, I can get a piece just as long as I want. So I'm gonna just leave it attached for right now. And I'm gonna insert it down into my coil just as if it was a pine needle. Insert it way down in there so that I can get up under that wrapping that I've got going on. Now I'm going to start wrapping again. Wrap that wire right in there. I'm going to wrap it right in. I'm going to wrap and cover up those ends. Wrap and cover those ends. Wrap and cover those ends. Now I can just continue wrapping and measuring until I get out here to the end. So you can see that I have wrapped a long window and I'm ready to finish it off and attach it to the side of my basket. What I need to do is, number one, kind of visually measure so that I get approximately the same height and length on this window. And it looks to me like I'm a little bit short, which is good. The other thing I can do is measure. Got my tape measure. I'm going to measure this old window, the first window, and it's about 6 and almost 3/4 inches. So I'll measure this one now. I'll measure this one, and it's about 6 1/4, which is perfect. What I need to do before I finish is clip off this wire. So what I'm going to do is grab that wire, and I'm going to use my pliers that have the trimmer edge, and I'm going to clip that off up in there, right up in there. Now I can pull that out. Oop, taking my gauge off. Put my gauge back on. Feed those pine needles in there. So now I can finish wrapping, and I can wrap in the end of that wire. I'm going to try and flatten it down just a little bit. Flatten it down so it's down in there. Okay, now I can finish wrapping that wire in there. So I hold the basket with my left hand, and I'm going to wrap. I'm going to wrap until that wire, end of that wire is completely covered, because I don't want it to be poking out. So I'm going to wrap a little way. Squish. Now I can measure again. I'm trying to get to, that's about perfect, about 6 3/4 inches. Okay, now I can attach this. Here's the spot on my basket that I marked where I want to attach that. So what I do, I get my needle. I can pull out my marker now, pull out my marker. From the back, I go in under those threads, under the threads in that X. Go right under there. And pull that down tight. Now I can continue stitching. Just like over on this side, I'm going to continue stitching and going up into the pine needles. I'll do the same thing. I can go into the pine needles just a little bit from back to front. Now I want to pull that down tight, pull it and hold it real tight. Pull it and hold it real tight. I'll do one more. I need to add some pine needles, but I'll keep going. One more stitch so that it's very secure. And I'm watching the angle on my walls. Now I can bend that wire. I can bend that wire and adjust that so that it matches. So I have 2 windows. You could also use this if you were making a handle basket. You could use those as handles and stitch on around. But that's the way to add some interest to your basket. Make a window. I hope you'll join me again soon. Thanks. I'm Linda.
Hi, I'm Linda. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you liked it. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, you can click the subscribe button and ring the bell, and that way you'll be notified next time I post a new video. Hope to see you soon. Thanks a lot.